Hello everybody, welcome to Uncut One Take Story Time with maxxopolitan. Since I have not been telling any stories from my time in the US, I've spent 7 years in the US with my family from the age of 7 to 14, and lived 4 of those years in Missouri near St. Louis. And since I've not been telling any stories about that time lately, I thought I'd hit one out there today. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about the time. It was about a period of probably 1.5 years, where my family sold German food on American state and county fairs. So Americans know what state and county fairs are. The concept of a fair is like a mix of agriculture and carnival, food concessions, exhibition, so and so and so. You don't really have that in Germany or in Europe that much. Of course, you have like everything separated, but like the combination is a pretty authentic American concept. And so while we were traveling throughout the US, my family was always looking for ways to make money, of course, because my parents started off working as journalists, unemployed or self-employed, and over the years or over the months, they kind of started to do other stuff too, so here and there to get by, and then we thought of the concept of selling authentic German food on state and county fairs. And because on fairs, usually food concessions consist, like the classics are hot dogs, corn dogs, hamburgers, curly fries, onion rings, funnel cakes, like the classic carnival stuff too. And we thought, well, if we offered something else, something special, exotic, maybe we would get into these fairs and be able to sell there. And we were able to. Like big fairs like the Oregon State Fair, like the state fairs in general, Florida State Fair, Utah State Fair, Missouri State Fair, big techs, they have waiting lists of up to 15 years to get into. If you have a normal concession stand that sells regular old American carnival food, whatever. And since we had something exotic, we were able to get in like that. So we didn't have to wait years, we just had to wait months or weeks. We gave them a call and we're like, okay, we're offering special German food. And we got in. And it was an absolute amazing experience. We got to see so much. I got to see so much throughout the States. We visited about, I'd say, 25 fairs in total. We sold at the Oregon State Fair, Florida State Fair, Louisiana State Fair. And it was absolutely amazing. For a small guy like me, I was about 10, 11 years old. And I would always, I would work, of course, at our concession stand. It was a smaller concession stand. Becoming more successful, we got a little bigger, and knowing what people want. And of course, I would help too, and I would work too. I would work at the cash register usually. But otherwise I'd just be running around the fairgrounds, talking to people, trading our food against cotton candy apples. It was absolutely a blast. It was absolutely amazing, all the stuff I got to see. I was probably the one in the family who got to see the most because the others were working, and I was like, just off wandering around, and they would sometimes look for me for hours until I got my own cell phone so they could reach me anytime. But we sold authentic German food, so we sold like the classics Americans know, sauerkraut, bratwurst, and but we also sold the Weisswurst, so the Bavarian. We sold authentic German potato soup, we sold hog roast, we sold pot roast, we sold red cabbage, and we combined those into menus, and people were absolutely fascinated about that because that was a sort of food they didn't know from fairs until then, because it was like it was more festive, because German food has the tendency to be a little more festive, but they got that on paper plates. And but even if they wanted to have it on silver like plates with silverware, they could get it. And sometimes they would do that, but they absolutely loved the idea of this, because a lot of people that were guests came to us and ate were originally stationed in Germany while they're in the military, so they had good memories of this. And we actually made pretty good business. We, like, afterwards, we estimated, after we quit the business, like we had about 50,000 guests accumulated over those, or estimated over those 1.5 years. And for example, Oregon State Fair, we would make up to $4,000 a day per cash register. So we would make about $8,000 a day. We had 2 cash registers. But then again, we had other fairs where we didn't make a lot of money, and that ate up almost everything we made at the previous fair. And the expenses were pretty high too, because we had 2 large buses. We were traveling around with 5 people, 2 dogs at one point. So the expenses were kind of high too, but it always depended on the fairs and which location it was. But experience-wise, it was just amazing. I had so much fun. I got so much free stuff on those fairs because I was the communicative one out of the family, and it was just absolutely, it was absolutely cool. I loved it so much. So if any of you guys ever get a chance to have your own concession stand at a state or county fair, have the chance to travel around, do that. But yeah, I must say, I don't want to miss that part of my life. We eventually gave up the business because we settled down in Missouri, and we sold a bunch of our concession stand stuff, and we sold our buses and everything, and then we settled down and built our house in Missouri and Piedmont, and I started going to school there. And like, I could not even tell you guys about all the stuff that I've experienced, all the stories I have from this time, from the state and county fairs. I would have to make an individual video for each story, but it was absolutely amazing. So I don't want to make this video too long. I hope you guys enjoyed uncut, one take story time with maxxopolitan. Subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram. It's maxxopolitan with the double X, just like on YouTube. Hope to see you guys next time. Till then, ciao, tschüss. Bis then.